Italy, 5.5 earthquake with 72 aftershocks. What's even more shocking are the number of earthquakes Italy has had in the last 24 hours. Numbers astronomical. We're going to dive into this and check it out. Let's do this. Italy, how are you doing? How is everyone doing all over the world? Just want to let Italy know this has been updated. I did this video once before, but it's a lot more earthquakes that came in since the first time I did it. There's 72 aftershocks that happened from the earthquake that happened 15 hours ago. So Italy, you actually have 72 aftershocks since the 5.5 earthquake that happened earlier, at least 15 hours ago now. Now, the different magnitudes of the actual aftershocks range anywhere from 2.0 to 4.0, and there's quite a few of them. We're going to look at your earthquakes and get a feel for everything. And also, I need to tell you a big number how many earthquakes you've had in the last 24 hours. It's unreal. Now, this is the Adriatic Sea earthquake that started everything. It happened 15 hours ago. It was a 5.5. However, in Italy, the Geophysics and Volcanology Institute actually has a different magnitude than 5.5. And I'm going to show that to you so you can see what they're saying versus what other apps here in the States and also this particular app that I look at is saying. But if you look close, you'll see all the aftershocks are right here. There are some of lower magnitude that may not be showing, but all of the 3s and 4s and all of those are all right in this particular area. So this is Pesaro. This particular area and some of the other cities along this particular area have actually closed. They've actually stopped the railways, and also they have closed the schools. And so that word needs to get out because a lot of people may not be aware of what the different closures are. Hopefully the word is getting out. The reason why I haven't unclicked this particular earthquake yet in Italy, in the Adriatic Sea, is because I want you to see how far this earthquake was felt. This earthquake that was right here was felt in places like Liechtenstein. You can see the little boxes. Austria, you can see here, Slovenia, all in this Bosnia. I mean, this earthquake was felt in a lot of different places. Now, there was another earthquake that was felt by multiple people too as well that was in this area. Now the boxes come on for this particular earthquake. Now, the ironic thing is this 3.5 earthquake in Bergamo, Lombardy, Italia, Italy, actually happened around the same time that the other one happened. This one happened around the same time as this one, happened within the same hour. And people are responding that they felt this one. They felt this all the way up in Innsbruck. Let's see any other places? Bergamo. No, they didn't feel it there. That's a white box. If they're white boxes, they didn't feel it. But you've had 2 earthquakes that were felt all over the place. Now, if you look in northern Italy, there are earthquakes here. Most of these ones are orange. They happened like within 2 days ago or a few days ago. There's one new one there that happened within 17 hours. But if you look at the national park here, Parco Nazionale dei Monti Sibillini, you can see that they actually have a lot of earthquakes here. Some are from previous days during the week, but some of these are recent as well. And if you go down, you'll see that there's little small micro earthquake clusters all throughout Italy. They're just in different spots. There was one that was recent here that was within the last 10 hours. It was a a 2.6, and it's in Praia Amade Cosenza. Oh, I remember that name. I remember that name right there because we used to go to Reggio and take the traghetti over to Sicily. Speaking of Sicily, this is part of Italy. They have had earthquakes in the past. Mount Etna is still under warning to erupt. Stromboli is still going, and Volcano is actually under unrest. So that one's not too bad. And this one here, Campi, is still under unrest. For that, for it's been that way for a long time now. Let's go ahead and look at your stats because that's a lot right there. We're going to take a look and see. I'm going to reconfirm the number of aftershocks that you've had in the area because the number has increased since I started this video. Italy has had 72 aftershocks. Those were the aftershock earthquake clusters that we saw in the Adriatic Sea. So the majority of these are Adriatic Sea earthquakes, and most of it does say Adriatic Sea, as far as I can see. Now, the highest magnitude for the aftershocks was a 4.0, and the rest are in the 2s and in the 3s. You can see pretty much here, the high 3s even, 3.9. I think I saw that more than once. There's another full page of it. We don't have to go through all of them. I just want to show you that you have definitely had a great deal of aftershocks, and they're all in the Adriatic Sea as far as the aftershocks are concerned. Now, we need to take a look and see what is that big magical number of earthquakes that has happened in the last 24 hours in Italy. It is stunning. Italy has had 144 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. The ones that I'm counting are the ones that are actually all magnitude, 144. Now, as we go down here, see there's still earthquakes happening. When we go below here, we'll see that the last 24-hour ones is 129, and that's because those were all above 1.0 and higher. And this was just updated 8 minutes ago, just so you know. The last 7 days, it was 311 earthquakes. Past 30 days, there was 1,042. Past 90 days, 2,765. And the last year, 10,831. Now, in the last 24 hours, there were 61 earthquakes. There were 2.0 or higher magnitude. Last 24 hours, there was 13 quakes. There was in the 3.0 or higher magnitudes. And in the last 24 hours, you had one quake that was a 4.0 or higher magnitude, and also a one quake that was a 5.5 that happened 15 hours ago. If you look below, you'll see that the very last earthquake happened around 56 minutes ago. And there are quite a few earthquakes that are happening within the last 24 hours that receive reports of other people feeling these particular earthquakes. As you can see, the Adriatic Sea are also listed here. These are the aftershocks, and people are actually feeling the aftershocks as well. That one wasn't one. But this is the big whopper here that started everything. It was 651 reports actually felt the first initial earthquake that was a 5.5. Now this agency here says it's a 5.5, but let's see what the agency says in Italy. In Italy, I had to go to a CNN article, but luckily they had information from the Italian Geophysics Volcanology Institute. They said it was a 5.7. And this is the area that we were looking at, Pesaro type area. And basically this area here is actually the area that's closed. They've closed the schools, they've closed the railways, and probably some stores, and no telling what all is closed at this point. And it's a good thing it is, because there's so much activity and earthquakes that are happening in the water. It's better to just make sure everybody's safe. Make sure you listen to your emergency broadcast systems out there in that area. Make sure you have some sort of app to where you can detect whether or not there's earthquakes around you or if there's any other threat. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we will see everyone in the next video. Ciao.